Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel, Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to start a live Esoteric Cloud Surfing, where we go into higher, more wider and wiser realms of reality, so we can have wider and wiser perspectives, feelings and thoughts about our own circumstances. Thank you very much for being here, your support is greatly appreciated, I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity and responsibility as well. Go ahead and press !mark donate to gain access to my PayPal. Press !mark Discord to gain access to our Discord. Ask one card or two cards for yourself to have a more individual reading and to support me as well. And check the links in the description down below to know more about my content and my beautiful partners Darius content as well. And I hope you are enjoying being yourself. I hope you are enjoying being an individual. I hope you are enjoying expressing yourself. And I hope that you are showing to the world that the best way to be is to be your goddamn self, and it ain't no lie. Alright, just sharing here on Discord that we are live. Let's go. We live. Bro, I changed my thumbnail. But in here is, I mean in YouTube is changed, my thumbnail is different, but now that I publish on Discord the thumbnail was not different, okay? So it is what it is. Alright, so let's go ahead and start today's live stream in a cool fashion over here. Let me just also make here the screen as good as possible. Okay, here we go. We're ready. So, Sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Pisces, spiritual learning lessons. Learning how to be spiritual by expressing and connecting with others, and by internalizing and connecting with yourself and others' internal realm, dreams, illusions, faith, belief, and imaginations. Okay? So very special, very spiritual, very creative, very connective day. Make sure you are feeding, connecting and expanding on the right dreams, illusions and imaginations. Make sure you are killing all of your monsters and nightmares, and make sure you are expanding, connecting, feeling excited or extremely deeply connected with the right people, places and things. Alright? So let's go ahead as well and make today's gematria and numerology reading as well. So accordingly to the magic square calendar, to their calendar, to the Gregorian calendar, to the Greek calendar, today is the 30th day of the 11th month of the year 2022. So that's 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, which is 11, okay, it's 11. So today you can actually be very unique, or you can meet and see for the first time that somebody else that was already in your surroundings, as in work, going to the shop, going to the career post, going to here, going to there, into their infrastructure, into their magic square. You can see yourself as an individual, or you can find other unique individuals in that same space, and you perhaps thought it was not the place where you could find individuals, but you find it, or you just see yourself as an individual. Then on the free calendar, today is the 8th degree of the 9th house of the year 10. So that's 18, that's 1 plus 8, which is 9. So today, and it really is, right? Spiritual learning lessons. Today is a great day to elevate your feelings, imaginations, visions about yourself, your projects, your belief, your faith, your spiritual belief systems, why you think certain things make sense and they are true, How can you connect that to others? How can you make others understand yourself? And I think one of the great lessons that we can learn today, and this goes for everybody that is expressing any form of astrology, spirituality, numerology, gematria, okay? And this is a common mistake that I see many quote unquote spiritual people committing, which like they are trying to explain something about reality and what they believe to be true, and you say it's not that way, it's this way, and they be like, oh, but that's how I see things, or I see myself in this way, and that's very true. Okay, that's actually a very spiritual act, but in order for you to be really spiritual, you have to be yourself and real, okay? And many quote unquote spiritual people, they forget about that. They forget about that we share this reality. So if you want to be yourself, if you want to be something, if you want to be the shit in this world, you gotta be real and really, really real, okay? Because not because you see a thing in a certain way that is true. No, you can just believe that the sky is green and you see the sky is green. Yeah, but for the majority of people, the sky is blue. And the fact that you believe and relate the idea that the sky is green will make you and your spirit misunderstand a lot of events and opportunities in this realm. And then you will blame something else while it's your own vision that is hurting you. Okay? There is many things on the spiritual realm that are real. Okay? It doesn't matter if you have a different vision about it. Those things are real and they have real impact in your lives. Okay? And you can change it just because you see it in a different way. Because in the end of the day, spirituality can be an exact science. But spirituality envelops all possibilities, so there is parts of spirituality that are not exact, okay? And that's why I always say that science is not wrong, science is just incomplete, because it's not because your science is exact that it can explain more things. You can just feel more reassured and you feel more safe about following science. And by the way, science is not something to believe in. Science is a scientific thought method, okay? If anybody is telling you believe in science, believe in the math, but no, that's not literally, that's not it. A religion, a god, whatever, that's something you believe in, not math, not science. You know what I'm saying? That's very important, because through the past few years, many people just been saying believe in science, you know, and I always said, bro, science, you don't believe in science. You know science, you do science. Because as growing up, I was very scientific, I was very logical, I was very about facts. And guess me where that led me? Nowhere cool. You know what I'm saying? I had to change, or I had to adapt and improve that mentality. Hi Daria, welcome to the live stream, okay? So, with Sag, Sun, and Pisces Moon, we have to learn how to communicate, because Mercury and Venus always in Sag, or also in Sag. So we have to learn how to express, communicate, and associate in a way that others can relate with it. What? Our dreams, illusions, imaginations, feelings, emotions, and sense of spiritual connection, spiritual expansion, and spiritual freedom. Okay? So, it's not because you see a certain thing in a certain way that I'm convinced, or that's real. No, you have to learn how to express, how to cast your vision in a way that me and other people can understand it. That's what many Sages and sometimes Pisces, but they don't indulge that in too much because they are more internal, misunderstand. Sages think it's because they believe something, or it's because they know something that now they have the morality to preach. No, if you are preaching, you have to make sure that your spaceship, your image can be received and understood by the maximum number of people, because it's mutable. You want to associate it, you want to connect it, you want to illuminate others, you want to be not the fire. Aries is the spark, Leo is the fire, and Sag is when everybody that is cold, in the dark, lost, they don't know what to believe, they don't know what's true, they come around your fire and they get warmed up and illuminated. That's Sag. But if your flame is sporadic and it makes no sense, others will not find it, or others will not enjoy being in your fireplace because you just keep telling them bullshit that makes no sense and it's not important in life. Alright? So I think that's the greatest learning lesson we have to learn from today, because it's about balance. Spirituality is, yes, you have your own perspective, yes, you are yourself, yes, you see things in your perspective, but there is certain things in the real world that no matter your perspective, no matter what different angles you are coming at it, it is what it is, and you can change it just because you believe it's something else. Because that doesn't work in your life. Okay, then you manifest scenarios that slap across your head and you didn't even know where that slap came from. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't like that lack of clarity. You know, like people saying, oh, Saturn is so hard, Saturn energy is so hard. No, people just forgot how we create worlds. People just forgot how we expand the universe. People just forgot how they came here. Your parents were hard, your parents were excited, your parents were making some movements. They weren't all sweet, all mushy, all elastic, all mutable. No, they were fucking hard, right? And people just forget about that, and now they look at Saturn like being hard. But that's normal to a spirit to do Saturn-like things. It's not hard. Just people got too sugary. People just think too much or feel too much. People are not real spirits anymore down here, you know. And then there is a lot of misunderstandings, spiritual misunderstandings down here. And when I say down here, it's about your perspective. It's about how limited your perspective is. Because when I go outside, I literally can't talk about spirituality or shit like that because people just either they don't know or they can't communicate, or they think they can't communicate with me, right? And they just divert to the supermarket being in promotion or whatever, right? So the great learning lesson for today is also learning how to change your internal beliefs, because something in reality is telling you, bro, your beliefs lead nowhere in reality, okay? Because you can believe something, you can believe you're gonna make a lot of money, but if you don't take the necessary actions and the necessary steps to do that, you will not do it. So it's not because you believe that the sky is green, or you believe that Jupiter Day is Venus is Friday, that makes it true. You have to go out in the world and experience and make sense for yourself. And when it comes to, because many people trying to be like, oh, the week has 10 days, or this or that about the time, or about what day is it, or about what planet rules what. We have to understand something. We live under a system, right? For many, many years. And why do you think that system works? Because they got some shit right. Okay? So it requires way more from us than just rebel against the system to actually change it and create something better. We have to understand, wait, this system's actually been working. Whoever is using it from some dumbass shit, but the system itself, because the system is not good or bad. When you make a boat, when you make a knife, it's not good or bad. It's then how it's used that determines, or it goes deeper than that, but it's how it's used that determines if it's good or bad. So the system is kind of good. We kind of need that. We need some organization. We need a point of focus. We need a point of clarity, right? So it's not because you think that Moon Day is actually the day of the sun that's true and it's going to change your life. You have to keep in mind that we live under a system. Most people in this world live under that system, right? And it works. So they got it right. And you cannot create any logic or spiritual la la land stuff to make it feel different or to make it be different unless I see it that way. And it's not because you see it that way that it's real, because it took every spirit to create this world. So in order to change something, okay, because we created that together, you need to change the creation itself. You can't change your point of view and wait for the creation to change. No, you have to go in, be a super powerful spirit, and change the creation, and make others accept that. You know, that's why also I really, it doesn't make sense to me when people keep saying, "Oh, I'm Archangel this, I'm Archangel that." Bro, if you are not doing what Dolo the Pilot Man and Peace Dealer are doing, you are no Archangel. Even look at me, my channel has tons of videos, and I don't see myself as an Archangel. Alright? So, if you are not putting content, and it's not just music, because, and I'm not criticizing, this is just a fact, I've seen many people that they think they are spiritual, and they think they are part of the SoulGroup, and the only thing they make is beats. The only thing they make is paintings, but painting is different because paintings can have some spiritual, and they literally have, okay, especially paintings from early age in the Eastlands, in China and Japan, they have a lot of spiritual power, a lot of intention, right? So paintings can go a step further. But if you only make beats, only, and you have no, like, I can see, if I go to your Instagram page, I can see your opinion about this or about that. If I go to your YouTube channel, you don't have videos about how to take my power back, how to believe in myself, how to create business and entertainment for myself in my own way. If you ain't doing that, you are not even an active spirit. You can't call yourself an archangel because you see yourself as an archangel. No. Do you know what archangel is? Is a spirit that can go further than others in some area. If you're not going further than other spirits in a specific area, if you're not making tons of videos, if you're not making better videos than others, or if you're not making more in unique videos on YouTube, for an example, you are not an archangel. You are a regular angel, a regular angle of perspective. You're not changing, you're not bringing to me a super different perspective about the world that makes my mind bend. You're not blowing my mind away. You're just copying shit. Or in many cases, people that say I'm Archangel this, they are not even doing things. Okay? And then you have to look, the only real people that are real archangels is the Pilot Man and the Peace Dealer. And look what they're doing. Peace Dealer super strong on YouTube, super strong on IG. The Pilot Man super strong on YouTube. Doesn't go very much into the others social networks, but you know what I'm saying? And it's not about the followers. It's not about the likes. It's not about the views. It's about what they're doing. The rest is just people's reaction to it. You know what I'm saying? Peace Dealer connecting with people in studios and shit like that, making its own programs. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's and this completely goes hand to hand with I was saying. It's not because you see something in a certain way that it's true. It's not because you see yourself as an archangel that you are an archangel. You know what I'm saying? And let's move on. Okay, but that's the learning lessons for today. Spiritual learning lessons. Learn how to see and feel the surroundings, the environment where your spirit is, and learn the right names to call your spirit. Okay? And keep in mind that you have to have balance between what you believe it's true and what really it's true. Okay? Because you can change things about yourself by changing how you see yourself, but you can change things about the world because you see things in a different way. There is a lot more steps and a lot more processes that lead into that, right? So let's go take a card for today's energy. Today is Mercury Day in Sagittarius. Mercury hates to be in Sagittarius. Mercury likes to be calm, cool, smart, and collected. With Sag, it's hot, spiritual, sentimental, and excited. At least it's not Pisces. At least it's external, right? Mercury really don't like to be in Pisces, you know. But Mercury does not fall in Pisces. Mercury is not exalted in Virgo. That's another thing. Just people see that Mercury is exalted in Virgo on a website and they assume it's true. And then when I ask them, they can't even make sense about it. They just, oh, I saw it on a website. Well, I might be wrong, which I don't believe I am, but at least I make way more sense when I say that Mercury is not exalted in Virgo. Mercury is exalted in Aquarius and it falls in Leo, because when you try to think and analyze the world with you on focus, your mind can never go as far. But when you think and analyze the world and then you see yourself in the middle of all that, that's where your mind can really go, and sometimes go too far and get exhausted. Because let me tell you, Mercury does not fall in Pisces because you have the Mercurial and Jupiterian square. Think about it. The mutable signs. Who rules the mutable signs? You have Gemini and Virgo ruled by Mercury, and then you have Sag and Pisces ruled by Jupiter. That's what I call the Mercurial Jupiterian square. So, being in Pisces, Mercury being in Pisces is actually beneficial for Mercury, because Mercury is realizing, hold on, I don't need to have all the details. I don't need to know everybody. I don't need to know all ins and outs. I can expand my own awareness and my own way to think and communicate. I can expand the world that I'm trying to analyze. And then vice versa, Jupiter is learning, bro, I don't need to be so spiritual. I don't need to be so expansive. I don't need to be so la la landish. I need some connections. I need some point of view, fixed or not fixed, but more real and understandable points of view. So Mercury does not fall in Pisces. Mercury is learning something from Pisces. You know what I'm saying? Right? Right, these motherfuckers, they see Mercury exalted in Virgo on a website, and they believe in that for the rest of their lives. Hey, but no criticizing. This is an Aquarius Sun stellium expressing. I'm not criticizing. I'm just facts. That's what I've come upon. I've seen people do and say these things, and I'm saying that's wrong. And it's, you are not wrong. You know, it's what you say. Perhaps because many people, they cannot speak as clearly as I do. So they might even have a certain belief, but the way of expressing it always comes weird, and then it makes others misunderstand what is their true point of view. Alright? But today, just learn how to see your spirit in the right way, and learn how to see the world in the right way, so you correct your visions, you correct your beliefs, you correct what you think is true. It's not because you believe you are an archangel that you are. You need to do something about it. It's not because you believe that Venus Day is on Wednesday that it is. You need to make it real for you and for others, that you are conveying those messages as well. So, Mercury Day in Sagittarius, we are thinking, communicating, and analyzing about spirituality, dreams, illusions, and imaginations, but especially how can we connect, communicate, and expand that on and with others. Then Sun in Sagittarius, we are acting, paying attention, and expressing our visions, our imaginations, our spiritual belief systems, our moralities, and we also can pay attention to others, act on others, and express about others, which that was I was doing, moralities, spirituality, and belief systems. I was expressing about others, spirituality and belief systems, but I was also acting on my own spirituality and belief system, right? And then we have Moon in Pisces, which is we are reacting and responding, we are attracting and feeling comfortable on a more internal spiritual experience. You might having a lot of realizations, but you might not necessarily feel comfortable in expressing it, which is something that you also gotta do. You can't complain that somebody's taking advantage of you if you don't say, hey, I know you're taking advantage of me, or you play with them in a certain weird way. Because Pisces, they see everything, but sometimes they don't trust themselves. They don't want to lose the connection. They don't want to look crazy. so they don't speak up, right? But that's what I'm saying. Pisces, you have that vision, and you have to learn how to communicate and associate that vision in a way that others can connect to that and see the waters that you are coming from. All right? So, and basically, that's today because you have Mercury and the Sun in Sag. So, we are learning how to act, express, think, communicate, and analyze about our deep, internal dreams, illusions, imaginations, faith, belief systems, and spiritual connections. Right? And we're already 20 minutes in. Let's go. We got the card for today. Reversed Four of Pentacles. Okay, I was participating on this a little bit. I was being too aggressive. I was being too rational about things that are not necessarily mine or don't necessarily affect my lifestyle. You know, but Aquarius, Stellium, Mars in Libra, I gotta do it sometime before I start to do it to myself too much. Because I already do it about myself. Then I got that balance. I point that cannon a little bit to the outside. Not too much. But the first card is the Four of Pentacles reversed. So you might be going to war for the wrong reasons or with the wrong nations, aka imaginations, confrontations. Four of Pentacles reversed. And you might be feeling mentally frustrated, or you think, oh bro, I can't believe in the spirit. I need to be sure about this, I need to be sure about that. And that's right, but you are doing that either too much or in the wrong areas. Because why are you being so focused? Why are you thinking so much to reach a certain space? Don't forget about that. Why are you working so much? So you can eat, so you can rest assured, so you can feel safe. It's always because of that. Many people say that dreams die on the comfort zone. No. The comfort zone is the reason why you have those dreams and you want to expand your life. You want to be comfortable or safe or have the ability to expand without worrying about this world, right? Or too much. Let's go into the second card of the day. Following that misunderstanding, following that thinking too much, being a bit too real, being a bit too confronting. Anything that deals with Orion on the negative side deals with manipulation, war tactics, attacking somebody. On the positive side is when you do that with yourself. So you clash with yourself. You make your chakras clash with one and other, and basically you burn out shit. Basically you are exorcising yourself. And I think in the Dragon Oracle card deck, they have the white dragon of Orion, or the clear crystal winged. No, that's from Yu-Gi-Oh! But it's the clear dragon from Orion or something like that. Because that's when you do it to yourself. You go to war with yourself. You wanna do something. Oh, I'm feeling this way. What? Shut up! You kill that immediately. You make real sense, real dry about yourself. And you kill that immediately and you go do what you were about to do. You know what I'm saying? But then you can lose yourself by attacking others, and you are not even taking power and control over yourself. Let's go into the second card. Let's go. Yeah, reversed as well. Doesn't surprise me. It's mutable square, Jupiterian square. A lot of misunderstanding. The Four of Swords reversed as well. Because Mercury and Sag not liking to be there as well. Our mind is a bit upside down. But if you are already spiritual, if you're already into astrology, numerology and gematria, you already developed certain brain cells that they are used to think backwards. Because when you go outside, you are surrounded by walking contradictions. You are surrounded by people that they are living backwards. So you already kind of learn how to go through those backward alleys without being mugged. You know what I'm saying? So this means that after you misunderstand a piece of your reality, a piece of your world, you being mad at somebody because you feel limited or not, you will misunderstand or you will be misunderstood when you think, communicate, and analyze those things. Because you might get frustrated because somebody was limiting your reality, and then you go communicate that with somebody, and they be like, bro, why are you caring so much about others' faith, belief, and imagination? You are believing in some weird shit as well. And then you need to be more dry and more realistic also with your communication. This is basically doing the same thing but on a different area, okay? So the Four of Pentacles is more realistic about your job, people on your job, people that you kind of depend on them for your security, aka your boss or the state or whatever. And then the Four of Swords, it's more between people that you have a lighter connection. You can open to them a little bit more, or you think about them in a lighter way, or it's easier for you to communicate with them, or because it's air, it's always a bit both ways, right? Air and water are both ways. Fire and earth are a bit more on your own way. Okay? So because it's air as well, somebody else might come with a misunderstanding. They're misunderstanding their own mind, and they come up to you, and you need to make sense and be clear about that misunderstanding. All right? Let's go for the last card of the day. How is it going today? Oh, there we go. It is the reversed Three of Wands. Okay. We're also creating new or completing a spiritual, sentimental, or creative awareness that is making us misunderstand something, or that is already coming up from a misunderstood situation, and you need to clear that up. Okay? But this is actually kind of good because you go through a real misunderstanding, then you go to a mental misunderstanding, to go to a spiritual misunderstanding. You always flunk today a little bit, at least 1%, but the more you explore yourself, the more you fight those negative, heavy, bringing you down thoughts, the closer to your spirit you become. You might not even realize it. You might be right now taking some parent controls issue. You might be resolving some deep trauma within you, and you are misunderstanding. You think you're being a pussy, you think you're being this, you think you're being that, but then you realize, bro, if I didn't change my way of thinking in that day, I might have clashed with somebody, but I did that, and my spirit now is able to come to this world way quicker, and without any intermissions, I can get way more clarity. I can communicate with way more clarity, my creativity and individuality, you know? Because you create an awareness in the end of the day. You know all the ins and outs of your creativity, individuality, and faith and belief systems at this present moment. Because keep in mind, this is a daily tarot reading, right? And let's move on to the astro reading of today. So we have the Sun in Sag, Mercury in Sag, and the Moon in Pisces as well. The Moon is at, according to this website, or when I logged in before I started the stream, the Moon was 12 degrees Pisces. It's a little bit forward right now, not too much, perhaps 13 degrees Pisces. So we're going through the middle of that transit, okay? So Moon in Pisces, Sun in Sag, learning how to act and express your deep internal dreams, illusions, subconscious patterns, and spiritual understandings, realizations, and connections. Moon in Pisces, Mercury in Sag, learning how to think, communicate, and analyze yours and others' dreams, illusions, imaginations, emotions, feelings, and deep subconscious patterns. Moon in Pisces, Venus in Sag, learning how to externally, in a more light, exciting, fun, and creative way, relate your deep traumas, deep creativity, deep emotions, or deep far out spiritual understandings. Moon in Pisces, squaring Mars in Gemini as well. Okay, learning how to act with passion, frustration, anger, or motivation in a more real, logical, and communicative way about your deep dreams, illusions, imaginations, and way to connect spiritually and emotionally. Moon in Pisces conjuncting Jupiter, but Jupiter is still in the cusp. So, but we say it's conjuncting, okay, expanding on your emotions, expanding on attracting things that you are spiritually connected with, expanding things that are still going on around in your back burner, in your subconscious realm. So this is actually this learning square, this learning opportunity with the Sun, Venus, and Sun, Venus, and Mercury in Sag, and the Moon and Jupiter in Pisces. It's a great learning opportunity, or just a great process to see, because the Sun, the Venus, and Mercury, to see, they're in fire, see your subconscious patterns, your generational curses, and burn them via expression, as in telling somebody, making a song, making a painting, or just smoking a blunt, making a bath salt, making a bath with herbs, or you just do it right there. You don't need anything else, but certain things help you reach that space of clarity and cleansing, what I call exorcism, or doing some exercise, some physical exercise, or some mental exercise, playing some video games if you are an Aquarius on air sign, writing some songs if you are a water sign or a Libra, or creating a new business plan if you are a Cap or something, just do something, a mental, physical, or emotional exercise, fucking, or telling somebody a deep trauma that you had, or something that you are not feeling really comfortable to talk about, it's really deep and really hurts, but you do it, you express it, you kill that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because people also think that killing is bad. No, like when you drink and you get real drunk, you are killing a lot of blood cells. You are killing a lot of shit within you. Okay, so killing, many people, because of the movies and shit, and because of the news, and just if somebody in your family dies, people have a bad image about death, but death is beautiful. Death is life in general. If you created just one shape and form forever, you couldn't even create this body, because this body is an accumulation of different shapes and forms. This body is the proof that you had past lives, and you were always accumulating and creating more and better shapes and forms. You know what I'm saying?
You have to shed a lot of other bodies.
Yeah. But maintain the blueprints. Once upon a time you were just a stomach or something like that.
Yeah, but you had to have more space to create more.
To add something else, because if you think about it, the heart, your stomach, and your liver, they are basically the same thing, but with different purposes. Think about it, they are chambers. They are separated chambers, they are individual, unique environments. Your heart is a chamber with 4 chambers in it. The blood goes in, the blood goes out. The stomach is a chamber where the food comes in, the gastric acids come in, they come out. Your liver is a chamber, some things go in, some things go out. And and then why does the stomach digest things that the liver cannot? Because they have different environments, different levels of density, different levels of acidity. You know what I'm saying? And they provoke different reactions. You know what I'm saying? It's all about that. So then, Moon in Pisces, fatal attracting Saturn in Aquarius, feeling more spiritual, feeling more emotional, feeling a bit more unsure and distracted, okay, about your reality, your real unique associations, your real unique building projects, as in reality, mentally, or through relationships. But this quote-unquote distraction can be good because it's spiritual, because the mutable signs or mutable energy does better with water and fire than what it does with air and earth. Because when you are mutable like Gemini and Virgo, you end up expanding to a lot of things that don't help you expand. But when you get distracted with Pisces and Sag, most times you find a lot of pearls, or you find some people that relate and celebrate your uniqueness and individuality. That if you didn't work quote unquote dumb or silly at a certain time, you will never know that they are actually open up to that type of subject that you were talking or something like that. You'll never know. You'll never know, right? So with Saturn in Aquarius, that can be too fixed, that can be too structuring, too unique, too rebelling. And then you might not feel connected, you might not feel juiced up, you might not feel oiled up. So getting distracted in your own dreams and imaginations, not others, can help you just bring oil to your machine. Your machine might be cranked up, it might be tough to continue what you're doing, but with the moon in Pisces, if you are on your way, you will create that oil and substances that makes your machine all oiled up and move forward without making any weird noises.
Yeah, you move from that stubbornness to a more to your more creative spaces,
Yeah,
or communicate more.
To
with
then
other
come back,
parts.
come back to that structure, or to just because imagine you have a store, a very successful business. Even if it is the most successful business in the future, you gotta add up something new. You gotta change the purpose or the direction of just to make it continue and be healthy. That's the whole premise of this alignment. You have that structure, that Saturn in Aquarius, and you bring some water, you bring some juices, change, new imaginations, new feelings from your own deep internal subconscious realm as well, or most likely, or most importantly. Then we have Moon in Pisces, right? Sextiling Uranus in Taurus. So an opportunity to feel more comfortable, to accept easier, or to imagine in a more free, expansive way about the new changes in reality, business, structuring, economy, agriculture, marketing that are unique and original. So you can live your dreams, or you can achieve a certain spiritual space because you took the right opportunities, you surfed the right waves, because you believed or you thought outside of the box, and you went into something that is stable, that gives you profit, but it's different, unique, and very recent. So the people around you that are not into all possibilities, they are not connecting and open to even think about different things, they will never get into those new businesses as soon as you. And then what happens? They always go back, or they always go following the trend, and then it's too late, or they can't make as much profit as you did. Okay, imagine with cryptocurrency, trading crypto, you might be a noob right now, but because you started 2 or 1 year or 6 months earlier than the masses, when it really starts to be important and relevant, you already have way more wisdom and knowledge about trading than them. So not only can you make more money from trading, you can make more money about teaching people how to trade. Boom. Great example of this alignment. You know what I'm saying? But if you never believe, if you never imagine, if you never feel comfortable and expansive about those new unique changes, you'll never be in that position to take really profit and advantage of those unique structural situations. Okay? Then Moon in Pisces, conjuncting Neptune in Pisces as well, reacting and responding to deep and connecting to the whole universe, dreams, illusions, imaginations, nightmares, and subconscious patterns. And lastly but not least, Moon in Pisces sextiling Pluto in Capricorn, an opportunity to heal through spiritual connection or understanding or realizations, opportunities to heal deep traumas or deep blockages that deal with creating new limits, boundaries, structures, and ways to be organized. that's the end of the moon reading. Let's go into the sun reading. All right. So, sun in Sagittarius. We already talked about how it's conjuncting Mercury. Sun in Sagittarius conjuncting Venus, acting, expressing, or seeing more, or paying attention to, or paying more attention to your spiritual, creative, exciting, and connective and fun relationships, pleasures, and commitments. Sun in Sag, opposing Mars in Gemini, right? Feeling or acting in a less logical, rational way about your passions, motivations, angers, and frustrations, and that can help you balance your passions, or the people, places, and things that are a part of your passions. They might not be able to relate with your spirituality or with those Sagittarian actions, and there might be some collisions with you or them, because there is always a party that is taking more part of the opposition. They really want to oppose, or they don't want to change. Sun in Sagittarius, right? Squaring Jupiter, because Jupiter is in Pisces, right? In retrograde, learning how to expand externally in your deep internal expansions, travels, and internal wisdom and knowledge as well. Sun in Sag, sextiling Jupiter in Aquarius, an opportunity to act, see, pay attention, and express to or about your unique structure, unique associations, and individual way to think and communicate about the world in a more spiritual, free, and expansive way. Sun in Sagittarius, misunderstanding in conjuncting Uranus in Taurus, misunderstanding yours and other actions, expressions, and worldviews about new, unique changes to structure, business, and providing for yourself, for an example. Sun in Sagittarius squaring Neptune in Pisces, learning how to act, learning how to express, and learning how to burn and exercise as well, deep, subconscious dreams, illusions, imaginations, connections, and generational curses. And lastly but not least, Sun in Sagittarius, fatal attracting Pluto in Capricorn, acting and seeing your deep traumas about reality in a lighter, more spiritual, connective, more wisdom and knowledgeable way. Alright? And I think that's all for today, guys. I enjoyed this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream as well. By the way, we have a new YouTube channel called Ezosu Football, where we are covering every day the matches of the World Cup, and I always bring a bit of a more esoteric knowledge. Like, for example, let me give you an example so you can like see what am I talking about bringing football and spirituality together. For an example, Cristiano Ronaldo, which is one of the most known football player in the world, is from Portugal, by the way. He's from my country, and he was at this club in England, which is Manchester United. And he was there like 10 years ago. He was a legend there before he went to Real Madrid and Juventus. He was a legend there. That's where his career really started, right? And he came back to United. Ronaldo. Ronaldo. Yeah. It came back like, I think it was last year or 2 years ago. He came back to that club, to Manchester United. And what happened? Recently, he came up with this interview, talking some shit about the coach, talking some shit about the club in itself, and they break contract, and now he's free to go. And one of the key things that he said, first we have to know that he's an Aquarius sun, okay? And I'm an Aquarius sun as well, so I can see closer to its perspective, right? So basically, he said that he had some issues in his personal life, and he had to miss some trainings, and the coach didn't like that, so the coach started to disrespect him, and then a stubborn ass Aquarius, he didn't like the coach. But that was actually the least important part of the interview, because for me, what really caught my attention, what he said about the club and the infrastructure. He said that the jacuzzi, the massage beds or whatever, the kitchen, and how they use those infrastructures were the same as when he left 10, 12 years ago. And many people were joking with that. Many people were like, oh, the jacuzzi, poor little thing, he doesn't have the new jacuzzi. It's not about the jacuzzi in itself being old or new. It's about the mentality. It's about what that represents about the club. Because imagine, you are an Aquarius, the best player in the world with Lionel Messi. You have won multiple titles in that club and in another club. And you go to Spain, you go to Italy, you play for the Portuguese team in all these different places, in all these different times, and you come back and things are still the same as you left? So are you telling me while I was winning titles, while I was expanding my career and my image, you guys didn't update anything? And now I want to win stuff, I want to expand again, and you guys didn't even expand for the last 10 years? I can do it here. You know what I'm saying? And if you know more about the internal situation of Manchester United, you know that their owners don't give a fuck about the club. They just use the club as a marketing tool. And you as a player that really wants to win, Ronaldo is like a machine. He really wants to win. He's a winner. And you look at that and you don't see a football club. You see a store. You see a football store, a football franchise, where it matters more how many shirts they sell instead of the results on the pitch. And you want to be the best player in the world again. And the club is not only it did not progress 12 years ago, it's not progressing now where you are there as an Aquarius. What Aquarius care about? The future, working hard to achieve a goal, suppressing any expectations, and he couldn't do that at that club, and that club was hurting him. Many people were like, oh, if you don't like the jacuzzi, just go out. It's not about the jacuzzi, it's about what that represents. The lack of investment, the lack of care to the future, the lack of expansion. The structure was not updated, so the intention was not updated as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say when I say that I bring a bit more esoteric, a bit more of wisdom and knowledge to football and things like that. Like for an example, Portugal was playing on the Sagittarius New Moon. And we have a right back, João Cancelo. He's a Gemini sun, and he committed 2 mistakes that led to 2 goals of the opponents, which were Ghana. And many people might be like, bro, but he's such a good player. How does he make those mistakes? But I know, bro, he's a Gemini sun on a Sagittarius New Moon. Those things oppose. So he might be really distracted. He might be really unfocused. He might be really insecure. He might be really missing those timings. You know what I'm saying? So that just, it just brings another layer, another space and expansion to that subject. Alright? And then check the links in the description down below to check more of mine and my beautiful partner's content, my gaming channel, my Twitch, my channel in Portuguese, that is my IG, that is gaming channel, that is spiritual channel, that is art channel, and leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I catch you soon on the next live stream.